Hello, everyone. It's day 5. We made it. We made it our full week. Well, in 30 minutes, it will be a completion of our full week. Congratulations to everyone who has taken part so far. Thank you, everyone who has been posting pictures. I love seeing them. And if you have consistently been posting photos, then you are eligible for the special little prize at the end of this, which is a free month of the newest subscription that I'm offering on my streaming site, Rebalance Pilates at Home. And that subscription gives you access not only to the full catalog of classes, but as well to live Zoom classes. So I sent an email out earlier kind of doing a lot of questions and answers regarding this new subscription and what you can expect. I'll be posting that same information into the group once the class is done with the replay of today. One of the things that I will say, which is a change from the email, is originally I wasn't necessarily going to film the Zoom class to make available for later on with that subscription, but I think I'm going to change that. I'm going to try to film just my side of the Zoom class because I know I don't want people to feel uncomfortable. Like they'll be filmed, but if I can figure out how to just film my end of it, then I will make that link available with that subscription. So you'll, regardless what time zone you're in, or if that time doesn't work for you, you'll still have access to the class that day. That is my goal. And if you have any other questions that come up that I didn't answer in the email this morning, or in the information that will come up after this class is up, shoot me a message. I'm happy to answer any questions for you. But it is now 12:15. Let's get into it. It is our last half hour of our challenge. Okay, so let's start by having a seat on our bums. We're going to open those legs wide. You have the choice here to have the legs bent if that is more comfortable to you, or you can straighten them out. You can also place a pillow under the bum. We're going to start with a spine stretch forward. So I'm going to reach my arms up toward the ceiling, hinging at my hip, and just allowing for gravity to do its thing here as I curl over through the spine. Taking a breath in, and then as I draw up through that pelvic floor, I'm going to stack my vertebrae, one little vertebrae at a time, on themselves, and up we come and over. So you can really think here, as you stack up through the spine, it's almost like little Lego blocks are stacking one vertebrae at a time, one Lego block at a time, to stand and sit nice and tall. Let's roll ourselves up, deepening through those tummy muscles as we stack ourselves tall. All right, I'm going to keep my weights close to me, but we're going to start with some half roll back movement. I'm actually going to turn this way. All right, so sitting nice and tall on the bum, we're going to do a half roll back warm up. So thinking of our pelvic wheel, letting that wheel roll under us as we roll to just off of the sit bones, then deepening those abdominals as we roll ourselves back up tall. Think of that tailbone to pubic bone to belly button, that nice roll. Then we reverse it. The pubic bone rolls away from the belly button and the tailbone rolls away from the pubic bone. 2 more like that. Just finding that nice movement through the low back. Starting to wake up those deep abdominals. And I hope you can really start to feel all that musculature working by day 5 and rolling off of those sit bones and rolling ourselves back up nice and tall. All right, we're going to go into a little back rowing, which is a reformer exercise, but we're going to do it on the mat. It is traditionally done with the legs long and crossed, but you can absolutely do it with the legs bent, whatever feels most comfortable for you. We're going to hold our arms in front of us like we're holding a really big beach ball. Then as I scoop through my tummy muscles and I roll off of those sit bones, I'm going to pull the weights into my chest. Open the arms up wide. Turn my palms to the back of the room. As I deepen the tummy muscles, I'm going to bring those arms back behind me. Sweep them around in a nice half circle. And then stack myself nice and tall through the spine. Just going to push myself back so I have more room to open my arms. Let's do this again. So we're scooping off the tummy muscles, pulling the arms into the chest. Open the arms up wide, turn the palms back. Press those arms back, dive over the legs. Circle the arms around toward the feet. Stack yourself tall, holding that nice big beach ball in front of you. Let's do it again. Scooping through the tummy muscles, pull the arms into the chest. Open the arms up wide, turn the palms back. Dive over the legs. Circle those arms around. Stack yourself up nice and tall. One more time here, scooping and scooping and scooping. Pull those arms in. Open them wide, turn the palms back. Dive over the legs. Circle them around. And get nice and tall. All right, we're going to come into a more bent leg. The arms are going to come out. And we're going to find a bit of a deeper connection in our low abdominals. Scooping off of those sit bones, coming into the half roll back movement. From here, I'm going to roll my tailbone just a little bit more toward the pubic bone and then let it release. Roll just a little bit more toward the pubic bone and let it release. You can almost think about, when you have a car on a hill and when you take your foot off the brake to the gas, there's that little kind of roll back that happens with the car. That's sort of what's happening here. I'm going to roll and deepen into that curl a little bit more, and then I'm just going to roll back onto my tailbone just slightly. Deepen that one more time. Roll, and I just have my arms up, and then rolling all the way tall. Stay tall. Let's go to our bow and arrow, rotating through the spine, back to center, head and collarbone and rib cage, back to center, head and collarbone and rib cage, and center, and center. You can continue with that, or you can join me and do it in a scoop. Scoop through those tummy muscles off those sit bones, head and collarbone and rib cage. Find that really nice rotation. Back to center, stay in the scoop. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Back to center and scoop. One more time each side, rotate and scoop. Last one. Inhaling back, exhale, roll up and up and up. We're going to do that one more time, but we're going to add on just slightly. Scooping through the tummy muscles. Now you can stay nice and tall on your sit bones for this rotation. We're going to rotate here. Then think of that deepening of the abdominals, that tailbone going just a little bit deeper and up, a little bit deeper and up. One more time, a little bit deeper and up. Roll back through center. Other side, rotate. Go a little deeper in the abs and up. Roll that tailbone just slightly and up. Last one, back to center, whoo, and up. Get rid of one of those weights. So I'm going to take my leg furthest away from the camera and place it behind the knee of the leg closest to you. I'm also going to roll onto the side of my hip of the leg that's nice and long. And I'm going to have my hand a fair amount away from me, but still supported. So it kind of looks like I'm just having a little hangout at the beach right now. Lifting my arm up with the one weight, focusing on the inner thigh. We're going to lift that bottom leg up and down. Up and down. So I just have a pointed foot. I have quite a lot of weight on my hip here, foot and hand. Last one, we're going to add the arm into this. So lowering my arm down as I lift the leg up and back. So engaging those abdominals. One more time here. Keep the arm where it is. Lift the leg, circles for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reversing those circles for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing the leg down. Now here's the fun part. I'm going to actively press through the heel of my back leg, the palm of my hand, and the base of my foot or the side of my foot to lift my hip up into a little side plank and then down. Do that again. Press up and down. Now you can stay with that. This is layer 1. If you'd like to join me for layer 2, you're not going to come as high. We are floating that bottom leg, and you are going to press into your foot and hand to lift up into a little side plank. Just 3 of them like this. You can always leave the foot down, and down you come. Other side. So, one leg is nice and long, the other leg is bent behind the knee, and I've got a fair amount of space with that hand behind me, arm up to the ceiling. Let's start by lifting and lowering that bottom leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to add the arm, reaching that arm and down. Reach it and down. 3, 2, 1. Let's hold that leg up there, 5 circles, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Reversing, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Here's my little side plank. So actively pressing into that back leg, actively pressing into that hand, and into my long foot. I can lift my hip up and down. I have a bit of a wrist issue on this hand, so I'm going to go to a fist. Last one like this. You are welcome to stay and continue with that, or you can lift the leg up. You won't come as high, but it is a nice little challenge to lift that body up. Pull those abs in one more time here. And down. All right, we're going to come onto our backs. You will need both sets of weights for this. Now you can do all of this with the feet down if you would like, or you can join me by bringing them into tabletop. Arms are up. I'm going to let my humerus bones feel really nice and heavy in the shoulder joint, and I'm going to open up into a nice big letter T and close. It's that hug a tree movement that we did the other day, but we're lying on our backs. I always think that Pilates is essentially like 15 exercises that are just done in various positions on your back, or 4-point kneel, or sitting, or on your belly. It's all variations on a theme. One more here, pause. Just the arm closest to the camera is gonna open and up, opposite side. So I'm challenging my obliques here, which after yesterday's class might feel a little worked today, a little tender. Let's do one more time on each side. Turning the palms to face the feet, going into a nice punch. Now, if having the feet in tabletop is a little bit too easy for you today, you're looking for a little bit more of a challenge, you can extend those legs up to the ceiling and try to maintain that inner thigh support, deepening those abdominals for 4. Exhale, 3. Exhale, 2. Exhale, 1. Bend the legs, and let's bring them down, but reach the arms up to the ceiling. We're going to control through the weight as we bring the arms down to the hips. Now, we looked at this exercise earlier this week, and the big thing to remember with this one is not to let the ribs start to lift and pop as the arms go down. So you need a lot of pelvic floor, a lot of core support here to maintain that stability through your torso as the arms come up and down. If you'd like to join me for layer 2, here it is. Deepening those abdominals. Even more abdominal work is necessary. And up. Let's do this 3 times. 2. One more time. And if you'd like to join me for the last layer, you can extend those legs up. Way more abdominal support needed. Way more pelvic floor pulling in and up. Keep that back really nice and supported. One more time here. Keep the arms down. Bend the legs. If the legs are down on the floor, please bring them to tabletop. We're going into a toe tap here. Giving the glute a squeeze, we're going to tap one leg down and lift it. Alternate it with the other side. So just nice and easy here. Thinking of that pelvic floor pulling in and up. Working through it for 4 and 3, 2, 1. Going to a leg reach. Reach the leg out and in, out and in. Finding a little bit of glute as that leg goes out. And this movement is going to become important with an exercise that is coming up as part of a layer 1. Let's do one more time on each side. And here we go. Now, you can go back to your toe taps, or you can join me for layer 2 of this series, and we add an ab curl. So as we curl up, we're going to toe tap down. Bring that leg back up, lower the head and shoulders, alternate to the other side, curl and tap, and down. Now you can absolutely put one foot down, and you'll do 3 more toe taps on the right leg, and then switch it out and do 3 on the left. If you're joining me here, we've got 4, 4, exhale, 3, exhale, up and over. So you don't want to crunch into your waist. You want to think of kind of up and over through that spine. One more time on each side. Curl, tap. Curl, tap. Now the fun part, we are going to curl up and stay. Reach one leg out, pull it in, stay, reach the other leg out. So you have a choice here. You can just bring the head down and do the leg work that we just did. I'm going to flex my feet because I'm getting a foot cramp. Or you can do the leg down and do the work this way. So you've got some options there. We've got 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, pulling those abs in. One more time. And down, lower those legs, grab your weights. Okay. So back on the first day, we were doing a single knee drop with the opposite arm and up. So we're going to go into that right now. The leg closest to the camera is going to open. The arm away from the camera will open and up, alternating to the other side. Opening and close. Now, remember those obliques we worked yesterday? They help to stabilize the opposite side of our body. So, as my knee opens, I don't want my opposite hip to rise off the floor. It might mean a smaller range of movement. That is totally fine. This is our last one here. We're going to build on it. Bring the legs to tabletop. As my leg closest to the camera opens, my opposite arm opens and in. So on this one, I have an even smaller range of movement because I don't want to pick up in my mid-back. I don't want to feel that work in my mid-back. I want to feel that work in my core, in my obliques. 2 more on each side. If you feel like you are popping your ribs up to the ceiling, you might be opening the legs too far. You can also bring the arms down and just do the legs on this if having the arms is just too much today. From here, here's our layer 3. Legs up. Opposite leg and arm. Again, small range of movement and up. Opposite arm and leg opening and up. So you can just do the legs. If it's too much to have the arms going with you, especially with this long leg version, you can also just go back to the tabletop version. Do the layer that suits you best today. One more time on each side. Last one. Bend those legs, come on down, and the arms, okay? I said yesterday that we were going to do an iconic Pilates exercise, and it is not Pilates unless we do the hundreds. So I have options for you. The hundreds is an exercise that involves coming into flexion Inhaling as you pump the arms 5 times, exhaling as you pump the arms 5 times. So it's a long inhale and a long exhale, and it's 100 pumps. Okay, it's a lot of work for the neck to take on. So here are your options. We're gonna add some leg work into this. So option number 1 is to bring one leg to tabletop, keep the opposite hand behind the head. We'll inhale for 5, exhale, reach the leg out, inhale, pull it back in. We'll do 50. Then we'll take a moment, you'll switch the legs out, and we'll do the other 50 on the other side. Alternatively, you can have both legs in tabletop, and you can do the exact same thing here, okay? Or you can join me and do both legs out as we do it. And if you really want to join me, you can do the full exercise with me, no hands behind the head. You have lots of options. We're only doing this once. I will not make you do this more than once. I'm going to do the full version going out and in with the legs. Legs in tabletop. I'm going to use my hands to help prep me here. Reach my arms out long. Now you can keep a hand behind the head. Inhale, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, reach, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 22, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 32, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 42, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull it in. Let's lower the head and shoulders, switch the legs out if you are doing a single leg version. Come right back up, reach it out. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, reach. 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2. 42, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull it in. Curl a little higher. Oh, lower those head and shoulders and lower the legs. All right. Pilates hundreds, you have to include that at least once. At least once. I've definitely been known to do that more than once in a class, but it's a fun exercise. We're moving into some side lying and some oblique work. So we looked at this setup yesterday. Elbow under the shoulder, pushing the floor away, staying really lifted here. Now, again, you have the option to keep the hip down if you would like. I would like you to challenge yourself today by lifting up. We're going to be here for a bit though, so always come down if you feel you need the break. I'm going to leave my foot down to start, but we will be lifting it. Here we go. The arm with the weight is going to do a big rainbow arc up above my head and back down to my hip. Up above my head and back down to my hip. I'm going to do that twice more. And 1. And then I'm going to lift my leg up and do 4 more big rainbows. So if you want to lower the hip down and keep the leg lifted, you are more than welcome to do that. That is absolutely an option to you today. We've got one left here, and then we're going to change our arm position. The arm is going to come up, and I'm going to lower that arm down in front of my chest and lift it up. I'm going to try to stay in my plank as much as I can. Again, you can always lower that hip down onto the ground if it's too much. 2, and 1. Here's where it's different. We're going to add movement to that bottom leg, or sorry, that top leg. So if you're on your hip, it's a side kick, leg forward and back. If you're up, it's still a side kick, but it is way more challenging to maintain that nice, strong side plank position. 2 more. 1 more, and we're going to hold it. If you're down on your hip, come on up and join us. You can lower the foot down if you need a little bit of extra support today. Hold it for 3, for 2, for 1, and come on down. Other side. All right, are your obliques just hating me yet? Okay, so here we go. You have your options on how you can set yourself up, hips down or hips up. I'm gonna come up. Here's my first big rainbow arc, and I've got 4 of them here before I lift that leg. Here's my last one. I'm gonna lift that leg up. Ooh, it's already harder. And here we go. 2 more. Lower down onto that hip if you need to. All right, from here, that arm goes up to the ceiling. We lower it down and lift it up. Lower it down, lift it up. 3, whoo, 2. One more time here. All right, we're going to our side kicks, forward and back. You can lower the hip down onto the floor if you need that little bit of extra support today. We've got 3 left. 3, whoo, 2, 1. And then we're gonna hold it. If you're down, come on up for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whoo, and down. All right, from here, we're gonna come on to our bellies. We will need our weights. And down we go. Now, if being on your belly isn't comfortable, you can do this next series kneeling, and all of the work can happen here. So, the first thing I'm gonna do is my palms are gonna face the ceiling. I'm gonna hover my nose and pull my tummy muscles in, energy out my legs. I'm gonna slide my shoulder blades together, and as I do that, I'm gonna lift my arms to a hover off of the floor, and then I'm gonna relax everything down. Slide those shoulder blades together like elevator doors sliding shut, and then let those elevator doors open. Let's do 2 more like that, pulling the abs in and down. 1 more time, holding that there. Let's pulse those arms up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 5 circles in each direction. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Reversing it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down. We're now going to open our arms out to the side. Just going to bring myself forward a little bit so I have the room. Okay, nose is hovering. We're going to lift the arms up to a little hover and down. Up and down. 3, 4, my palms are facing the floor. 5, 6, you can drop the weights if you need to. 7, hold up there. 8, 5 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reversing that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then come on in. Just push yourself to a child's pose for a moment. And then come on back down. We're gonna go ahead and take those weights and place them behind the knees. For a quick little heel squeeze prone. Hands are resting under the forehead. We're just gonna lift the leg closest to the camera up, just the one leg and down. Lift the other leg and down. This is gonna prepare us. We've got a little bit of planky work coming up next. We wanna make sure those glutes are really turned on. 1 more time each side, trying to keep the pelvis level. Then squeeze those heels together, lift both legs and down. Both legs up and down. Squeeze and lift, squeeze and lift, and 2. And hold it, little pulses here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Hold it for 4, hold it for 3. Squeeze those heels together. 2, and 1. Come on down. Take the weights away. Push yourself back. Okay. The last series that we're going to be going into, we're going to do our layer 1, followed by our layer 2. Layer 1, on our hands and knees. Let's just do a couple of those kneeling hinges. right. We're going to extend one leg out, your choice. Reach the opposite arm. The arm is going to stay where it is. I'm going to bend my knee in and kick that leg out. Bring it in, find your glute, reach it out. Let's do that for 6, 5, exhaling. You can always bring the arm down if you need a little extra support today. 2, 1, hold it out there. Lower the leg and lift. Lower the leg and lift. For 6, push the floor away with your supporting arm. Keep the head lifted. 3, 2, 1. 5 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reverse that for 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it all in. Do a couple of hinges. Let's do the other side. This is all layer 1. Here we go. Extend the leg out, keep the head lifted, reach that opposite arm. Pull the knee in and out. I'm trying to maintain my neutral spine as I pull that leg in and out, really finding that hip crease. In and out. And let's do 4 more here. 3, 2, 1. Hold it out there. Lower, lift, lower, lift. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Hold it up there for 5 circles. 4, 3. Keep the head lifted. 2, 1. Reversing it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and in. That was layer 1. You can do that again. If you'd like to join me for layer 2, this is our last big exercise of our series, of our challenge. Let's end strong. Okay. I'm going to go to fists for this because my wrists hate me today. And I'm going to step out into a plank. Downward dog to plank. Excuse me. Downward dog to plank. Downward dog, stay. I'm going to flatten my palms. Reach my leg back. Lift it up. I'm going to bend that knee in, coming into my plank. Reach that leg out. So if you're on your knees, you stay on your supporting leg, and you do that out and in exercise that we started with. We've got 4 left here. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to stay up there. Lower the leg and lift. If you're on your knees, lower and lift that leg with me. We've got 5 left here. 5. Squeeze that bum. 4. Push that floor away. 3, 2. Hold it up there. You got 5 circles here. 1, 2, 3, 4. They don't have to be perfect circles. Mine certainly are not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower down. Come into a plank. Lower the knees. Just go to a child's pose for a moment. We're going right away to the other side. Come back out into your plank. Downward dog and plank. Let's do 3 of those. Downward dog and plank. Last one. Downward dog. Hold. Point that other leg. Lift it up. We're going to bend that leg in to the center of those hands. Reach it out. 1. Bend it. And 2. Now you can do all of this on your knees in a 4-point kneel. You do not have to come into plank and downward dog with me. We've got 3 left here. 2, 1. Stay on up there. Touch that foot. Lift it up. Touch it and lift. Find that glute. For 4, 3, pull those abs in. 2, push that floor away. Stay on up there. Circles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reversing that. 2, 3, 4, 5, lower the leg down, come into a plank, bend those knees, child's pose. Are you still with me? That is not an easy series. Roll yourself up through the spine. Stack those little Lego block vertebrae. Come back to sitting on your bum. And let's finish with a nice spine stretch forward. Reach those arms up, hinge, and over. Stack yourself up through the spine. Reaching, letting yourself lower down. Roll yourself up through the spine. Let's do one more time for luck. 3 is a lucky number. And down. And roll yourself up. Stacking those vertebrae. One little Lego block at a time. Congratulations, everyone. You have completed your 5-day Pilates challenge. Thank you so much for joining me on these 5 days. It's an absolute pleasure to work out with you.